Welcome to the Dr. Leadership Show, where we take a look at how you approach your work and personal life and how we can make the most out of both of them. A weekly get-together where we get real about self-improvement and development as we all make this not-so-easy journey through life. Our discussions will cover ideas and concepts from how to grow your career to how to lead your family towards prosperity and happiness. We don't pretend to know it all, and the doctor is the first to be vulnerable, discussing his own weaknesses, both past and present. This is about growing together and having some fun while we discuss what is happening in the crazy world we live in and how to make the most of it. Let's strive for awesome together. Let's get after it. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Dr. Leadership Podcast. Hope you're having a great day. It's Memorial Day weekend when I'm laying this track down. Hope you're enjoying it. God bless to all those that have given the ultimate sacrifice. My dad was a World War II vet, talked about it many times before. Uncles, same thing. Some sustaining injuries, one getting shot down during World War II, all made it home, and very, very fortunate there. This is the weekend to remember all those that have fallen in all the skirmishes of our history. So hope you had a great weekend. Hope you fired the grill up. Remember, it's not about the grill. It's about the people that allowed us the freedom to enjoy this day. But I hope you're having a great weekend. Nice around here. Spent some time, went out, put some flowers on the graves for Grandma and Grandpa and my dad this weekend. Spent some time with my cousin, Tammy, doing that. Tammy, shout out to you. It was great time, great fun. And Mom's happy, so that's important as well. So, hey, got some great guests coming up in the next couple weeks. Hope you enjoyed the last couple episodes. We got Lee Povey coming up on the show. That's being recorded first week in June. Again, he's the world champion bike coach, Olympic bicycle coach, etc., and now a motivational speaker and life coach. Coaches the sprint bike races where they're on the small oval and they go like a bat out of hell. Super high banks on the curves. Really, really exciting thing to watch. I haven't watched it in a number of years, but excited to talk to him. Then we got Keith Willis of Core Management Training coming on in a couple weeks, and then of course I've talked about Natalina, who's coming on too, an executive coach. So some great guests coming up. It's really funny. I had somebody ask me the other day, how do you find these guests? Well, now with 170 or whatever odd episodes we got out there, a lot of content. I've got, believe it or not, I got PR companies hitting me every day. I'll get 3 or 4 asks to have someone on the show every day, and now I get to be a little bit picky. So hope you're enjoying the content there. Remember, you can reach out and share ideas. If you've got an idea for somebody to be a guest on the show, if you have some ideas on content, on just my solo endeavors like today is, you can reach me, the doctor, at drleadershipresults@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on the website, and you can join the membership site, and then you get early access to this stuff, and that's at www.drleadership.results.com. Click on subscribe, $5 a month, easy to get out of. If you don't like the content, you get early access, you get some premium content, and would appreciate if you join. But welcome to the show this week. I'm going into something that struck a chord with me on an article. The article wasn't about it, so I'm not going to reference the article, but it just kind of struck with me about coaching. And it's about the different types of players when you coach. And I thought it really kind of ties into personal life and also business life as either a leader or an individual contributor. So I'm calling this the different players, talent and mindset. And what I mean by players is in life, who has the best outcomes in life? Do you need somebody that has talent? Do you need somebody that has mindset, the mix of both, etc.? So in life, you're either coaching or playing for something in life, right? If you're a father, you're coaching your kids for a better outcome. You're playing, life with your wife or your significant other, your spouse. At times, we all will go through both roles, both being a coach and being a player. Now, maybe you won't go into leadership or coaching, but you will be looked up to at some point in your life. And that's what I mean by kind of the coaching position we all go through. Maybe, again, like I said, as a parent, maybe as a team captain, maybe as somebody that leads a little operation at the work, a roundtable group, something like that. And of course, all of us in life play for someone else in some manner, right? Everybody's got a boss. I've got a wonderful wife and a great relationship, but I play for her. I play for my kids. I play for my mom. I play for my siblings, trying to make people proud. And in both of these positions, two things will always be in play. This is where the title comes from. The talent that someone possesses, and then their mindset. I want to discuss the different levels of each of these and how they interact to create our outcomes. And I'll explain a little bit more and you'll kind of get it. But this is all about talent and mindset. It's almost like the old conversation around what's more important, strategy or execution. Execution eats strategy for lunch. Mindset, I feel, is more important than talent. Talent can be learned, mindset many times cannot be. But we're going to get into this a little bit deeper. First of all, what do you think is more important? Talent or mindset? I gave you my opinion. Is talent the go-to one, which pops in everybody's head first? Because I think it is. I think that people go, I want talent. I want somebody that can, drain three-pointers. I want somebody that can sell the shit out of something. I want somebody that is fast. I want some, all these different things. But what about mindset? Think about it from what's the importance of mindset? Is it as important? Is it more important? Again, my opinion is mindset is more important than talent. In life, when I've recruited and hired people in 30 years of leadership, 36 years in the industry, and being in business-to-business sales, I always recognize talent as the can-do aspect of someone's capabilities. They can do the job. They have the talent to do the job. They don't have an eye in the middle of their forehead. They speak eloquently, or they talk pretty well. They present themselves pretty well, etc. So that's the can-do. But talent is typically, learned skill set, one that, we can practice and repeat and can kind of improve on, whereas the mindset side of this deal is the will do, in air quotes. So you got the can do and you got the will do. And when you're hiring, just a note out to leaders out there, I used to look for 3 key components. Can do, can they do the job? Will do, that's the big subjective one. Are they going to do what they say they do on their resume? And then team fit is the last one. They got to fit into your culture, or at least be willing to acclimate to your culture, right? It's kind of like immigration. If they don't want to acclimate to how we act, then they don't get to come in the club. You know what I mean? So the will do, I think, is the important part of the equation. It, too, is a choice to make better or not, right? Personal dedication is the key to getting great or being great in anything in life. But I do think that, in my opinion, mindset's more important than talent, and I'm going to explain why. So there are basically 3 configurations that I'm going to talk about here in this quadrants. I don't know, I'm making up some friggin' DR leadership exclusive here. But there's basically 3 mixes or configurations of talent and mindset and how they mix together. The first one is the obvious one, right? And as we discuss all 3, I want you all to look internally at yourself here. This is kind of a self-diagnosis test today too. Which one are you as we're going through? Which one aren't you? Is your mix optimized? Do you drive your desired outcomes? Are you succeeding in what you're after, etc.? So the number one that is the dream boat, especially as a coach, is A, grade talent, a rock star at the item or at the sport, right, that they're doing, and then an A mindset. They're a rock star mindset. These are extremely rare, right? And coaches and leaders, I went through my entire career with only seeing a couple of these types of individuals, team players, team members, etc. An example of this today would be like a Caitlin Clark, right? I mean, undoubtedly an A++ talent. There's nobody that even sniffs her sneakers. It's not even close. She just accomplished in 42 games what Taurasi took 450 games to do, which is a number of games with more than 10 games with more than 20 plus points and 10 plus assists. Taurasi, many thinks the greatest player, my wife, in her too, and she is unbelievable. She has championships too, which count a lot, but took her 450 games to score 20 plus points and have 10 plus assists in a game 10 times. Caitlin did it in 42 games. It's just insane. Insane talent for sure. But more importantly is her mindset. See, the reason Caitlin's so good isn't, she wasn't born 6'4". She wasn't born muscular. She wasn't born super fast. She wasn't born, able to play the paint and be able to be 6'5" over everybody else that's 6 foot. She's a 6-footer, maybe 5'11", maybe 6 foot. Who knows with the shoes? But she refuses to not hold herself accountable to getting better. She's never lashing out with excuses. Sometimes she complains about calls, but let's face it, she's getting murdered on the court with a lot of no calls. The WNBA is about ready to screw this whole thing up. It's just insane how the other young ladies are treating her a lot of the time. She's the money train, man. Do not lose the money train. But, envy and jealousy are ugly, ugly endeavors. But Caitlin doesn't make a lot of excuses, right? Her mindset is, I'm going to practice more than any other player. I'm going to shoot more buckets than any other player. Look at her off-season workouts. There's videos all the time. She's running sprints. The others are trying to get, on the swimsuit edition of Sports Illustrated. And God bless them, because their talent's not going to get them. They got to find ways to make a living too. I get it. Or they're trying to be influencers or showing up with see-through bodysuits for the pregame outfits. I mean, come on, ladies. It's just, if you want to be taken seriously of yourself. But she practices harder than anybody. She is all in all the time. She is a unicorn. Caitlin Clark is a unicorn in this business. But again, we can't count on many players being at this level, or even ourselves for that matter, being A talent and A mindset. That's the epitome, right? Coaches, you aren't going to see a lot of them. Players, don't hold yourself to this perfection. You got to try and strive to be better and better, and you want to thrive on your talent, and you want to be as best as you can be. But an A talent, A mindset, it's a tough nut to crack. Let's talk about the other one. And you might think this is a good one, but someone that has A talent and a B level mindset, and you might go, hey, doctor, I'll take them. Give me a whole crew of them. You may not know what you ask of here. See, these players, or if you are one of these, you're a team and a result killer to the optimum level. A talent, you're going to have some results, especially younger in life. See, these people that blossomed early, I had them in my school. I was at 15 years old, I had acne. I was 150 pounds soaking wet, no muscle mass. Wasn't fast, wasn't super tall. And then I have these kids that were 220 pounds playing the line and playing tight end and stuff in school. And I'm trying to tackle these suckers in football. You had 6'8" guys in high school playing basketball that developed, 6'8" when they're 16 years old. Here I am, 5'11" and a half at that point, trying to reach 6 foot, got to 6'2". But, you don't have those situations. So if you peak early, sometimes they fall into this type A talent and type B mindset because, see, they didn't have to try hard when they were younger. They were blessed with a skill earlier or a height advantage or something of that nature, and they just are a results killer when they get older. But wait, why? Why are they a results killer? Tell us what you're thinking. So I have great talent, yeah. But your attitude or development and accountability sucks. That's what I'm talking about. The talent being labeled A here is pretty liberal too. Since we all need to remember, everyone can always get better. Talent doesn't stop at A. You want to get to A+. You want to get to A+1, A+2, A+3. See, the killer here is this B-level mindset. They think they're awesome, or worse, know they can get better, but won't give it the mindset needed. They know they aren't the greatest, but just go, I'm good enough. Whew. That's a tough one, folks. These people will try 15 things to improve on one time each. So say you're a great guy in the paint, but you can't shoot free throws. They'll go up and they'll shoot a couple free throws and make one, miss one, make one, make a second one in a row and think, okay, that's enough to today. But they're averaging 60 points from the line for their career. See, you don't need to try new things once or twice, 15 things once or twice. You don't need to be deep or you don't need to be wide and shallow here. You need to be singular and deep. One time, 15 different things to try at each. Never given themselves the time to truly develop and get the development that they're searching for here. There's the old 10,000 hours, right? You do something for 10,000 hours and you are going to be excellent at it. You don't do something for 10 hours. It's like taking up the game of golf. I played this week, frustrated as hell. I used to hit the driver 275, 280 yards down the middle, 9 out of 10 fairways. I can't hit the fairway if I got to drive the ball out and drop it. I am just absolutely. So what do? I don't go to the driving range. I just show up and expect it to be better this week. See, here I am exposing myself to the hypocrite I'm being. I need to go to the driving range, and I also need to learn how to hit a wedge better. 50% of the strokes come from 100 yards and in, and we all step up and try to hit bombs. I'm off track here a little bit, but I'm giving you an idea. I, too, need to go out and I need to practice what I'm preaching here. But a lot of people, they can't be bothered with the inconvenience of practice or the skill, worse yet, of receiving feedback that they aren't excellent. You ever met these people that are really talented but can't be coached because their attitude just sucks? That's the mindset one I'm talking about. Do you think that your boss can teach you anything, or do you just not like your boss because they don't know what it's really like out there today? Maybe it's a little of both. Maybe your boss needs a mindset to be more open to listening up, and you need to be more open to some constructive criticism. See, in this world today, disagreement causes all sorts of friction, and people just instantly they self-insulate and go, I'm not listening to what anybody else tells me. I'm awesome. Just ask me. There's too much of this me in the world I talk about all the time, and not enough we. We need to listen to each other. My mom still gives me a lot of guidance every week. Just got off the phone with her. Talked to her every Sunday. Talked to her one other time during the week. I went down and cleaned her carpets this week. Got some good time with Mom. Guess what? She's coaching me. She's going to be 96. I'm going to be 58. It doesn't stop. So why would you expect other people not to give you constructive criticism, or people at work not to give you ideas on how to be better? So get rid of the crappy mindset. Be willing to take some of this stuff in. One little smidge, 1 degree of change causes a lot of shit to happen. If you take water from 211 degrees, nothing going on, take it to 212, you got a rumbly-bumbly boiling pot of water. 1 degree of change. So why wouldn't you embrace your life with being willing to get a mindset that allows you to continuously grow? Be able to take feedback. See, these players that are type A talent and type B mindset, they have the can-do, but they don't possess the will-do. Sometimes they're even lazy or unappreciative, self-centered, narcissistic. Don't be that guy or gal. Man, life, you can just keep getting better, and it doesn't mean you got to go out and dominate whatever your skill set is, but why wouldn't you want to drive yourself to be a little bit better than you are today? Life's hard. You got responsibilities. You're taking care of yourself or someone else. Why wouldn't you want to do it the best you possibly can be? Either do it right or don't do it. My dad used to say all the time, if you aren't going to do it right, don't do it. Don't pick it up if you aren't going to do it right. I used to have to always mow the yard and edge the yard. Why do we make it so nice? If you aren't going to do it right, don't do it. Because 95% of the world's population will never know my dad except for how he takes care of his yard through child labor, which was me. He was always there right with me. But he knew it, man. I'm going to show people when they're not looking, I'm paying attention. My yard's tight. So then you get to the third one. And this is the dreamy side of the conversation, right? You're trying to get to that skill set and mindset, that talent and mindset mix that's just right. That mama bear. Baby bear too soft, papa bear too hard, mama bear just right. This is the just right talent mindset section. We all love as leaders and should strive to be as individuals, this third type. And that's a B in talent, but an A in mindset. And you think, B in talent, why wouldn't you want an A in talent? Because A in talent can be a cancer to the team. Some of these people are just shitty. And they don't have the willingness to get better or to see that they have soft spots or that they have areas and opportunities to strive and thrive. See, we should strive to be as individuals these B talents and A mindsets. You have the skills. Above average. A B is a good grade, man. I'd take them all day in college. But most importantly, these people, these A mindsets, they are willing to strive for greatness. They all do the one thing they need to work on 50 times instead of one time. They pick the one thing they need to work on and do it 50 times. Remember on the A talent, B mindset, I said they'll do 15 things once, but they don't see instant gratification, so they move on. Your mindset's not right. You don't understand. You got to practice, and you got to practice, and you got to practice. If you want to be good at free throw shooting, you got to shoot 100 a day, maybe 150. And if you're a bad free throw shooter, you might have to shoot 200 a day for a couple years to get your percent of makes up 10 points. If you want to go from 60% free throw makes to 70%, you might have to shoot a couple thousand free throws to get that 10% done. It's just unbelievable the difference that a good mindset can make. See, the A talent, B mindsets, they don't like putting in the time. They don't like putting it in, man. But the B talent, A mindset, man, that attitude, they love to practice and grow. These are the dynasty builders if you're a coach. These are the teams that you hope you can recruit to. I remember one time, sales manager of the year when I first went into leadership in 1995, he stood up and they said, "How'd you do it?" And he said, "It's taken me 4 years." "What do you mean it's taken you 4 years?" This is a true story. He goes, "I had talented people, but I had bad mindset people. It took me 4 years to turn 10 team members into 7 B talents and 3 A talents and 10 C mindsets into a bunch of C plus, B plus talent, and A mindsets." So the reason he got to number one is because he had people willing to learn and willing to improve. He didn't have all first-round draft picks, but he's a developmental program, man. That's what we do as leaders. And then he was number one because he had everybody rowing in the boat. He had everybody believing in themselves, everybody striving to be better. No one's sitting on their assets, so to speak, and thinking it's always going to be great. It's easy to get to the top of the hill. It's harder to stay on top. Everyone's hunting for you then, man. You're going to get everybody's best game. So you got to be better this year than you were last year. You got to be better next month than you were last month. Are you looking in the mirror right now? Are you thinking about this driving down the road as you're listening to me today? What am I holding myself back from by not participating in an A mindset? In life, be a BA. Bachelor of Attitude, man. B talent, A mindset. A BA. Be educated in a BA. Bachelor of Attitude. Be willing to constantly develop. See, life is a long race. It's long. It's a marathon. And I'll tell you what, it'll bring bad things into your life, and it'll bring things into your life that you won't be good at right away. Be willing to practice and be willing to receive feedback. Be a player that helps others. Be a player that engages in constructive criticism, that engages in carefrontations, not confrontation if they care for you. If I'm trying to make somebody better, that's carefrontation. Don't take it wrong, Susie. Don't take it wrong, Billy. I'm not personally attacking you. I'm pointing out that we have an opportunity to even be better as individuals. And as you're coaching, if you're a leader, you're getting better at coaching as you engage with people and get involved with people. Players, same thing. Some of the best coaches in the world were never good players. They understand how to control the mindset. They get the buy-in from the team because of the mindset. I mean, Michael Jordan could have looked at any of his coaches, and there were some really good ones that played ball too, but nobody as good as Michael. Michael could have easily had the mindset that I'm the best player ever. He was, he is, he may always will be. But he had a mindset that he was going to practice, and he was going to help his teammates, and he was going to get better. Jordan's got his issues, right? He's got some God complex, there's no doubt. But man, he got cut from his high school team. Next thing you know, he's got 6 rings out of 6 tries. I mean, come on. Don't be an Angel Reese. And I hate to bring up this Caitlin Angel stuff because it's just BS. But she is a B talent, maybe. And she's a D minus mindset. She's the worst mindset. First of all, she plays a victim all the time. And then she plays a victim and thinks she's better than she is. She thinks that the WNBA is succeeding because of her too. Not even close. Forget about if she's your team. Forget about the racial dynamics, all this crap that they're trying to make out of this. There's no one on the floor that sniffs Caitlin's shoes. It's not even close. And Angel Reese thinks she is. She shoots friggin' like 25% from the field standing where the paint's a different color on the floor. That means right under the basket. The reason she leads in rebounds is because she misses 70% of her shots that bounce right back into her hands because she's tall and gangly like that. I mean, just watch her play. It is horrific. She has the ball skills of a typical 8th grader. She dribbles at her chin. She can't cross over. She can't spin move. She has no speed. She doesn't have a jump shot. She can't make a layup using the bat. She doesn't understand what the painted square above the rim even means. And her mindset on top of that is absolutely awful. It sucks. History will judge the two of them, right? They'll judge them very differently, both pros. And hey, Angel Reese made it, and she won a national championship and all these good things. But her attitude sucks. Don't be an Angel Reese, be a Caitlin Clark. Strive for greatness. And watch how your life's direction suddenly changes. Well, and I wouldn't say suddenly, right? Because then that's setting up false expectation. If you work hard, even on days you don't want to, see, dedication is doing it when you don't want to. If you really are dedicated to doing great things and you work on your mindset, and if you have a positive mindset, talent gets dragged along, man. Your talent's going to improve because your mindset's right. If you got talent and a bad mindset, your talent's not going to get any better either. You're going to peak. So you have to have the mindset to continue to develop. Look at the golf game today. Everybody goes low. There's 20 people that can win any golf tournament. There's friggin' 75 that can win any tournament. Scotty's on a roll. Scheffler's on a roll. But he's not Tiger-esque because everyone's caught up. Now there's all the strength and conditioning. Now there's all the eating right. Now there's these kids that are practicing 60, 70 hours a week playing and practicing. The equipment has helped tremendously. But be a Caitlin. Tiger worked harder than anybody too. You can be blessed with talent, but if you aren't blessed with a good mindset, the talent's going to peak early. It goes into a positive direction. I just can't get this across to all of you enough. If you go through life with an outlook that's positive and you bring your own sunshine, everything in life will be better. Everything in life will treat you better. If you're engaging with people and you truly want to be good to them and you want to give positive feedback and you want to be helpful and all these things that come with a positive mindset, guess what's going to happen? Your life's going to be awesome. Then all you got to do is keep that shit up. Talk next week.